game. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking, and I think for Toby it'll just be, as soon as he starts to relax and feel comfortable, I think we'll see how good he can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, England, represented by Toby Penty. And on my left, Barbados, represented by Kenny King. Barbados to serve. Love all. Play.
So the umpire calls for play to begin. Yep. Reasonable length rally to settle the nerves. Do you remember your very first match in Commonwealth Games?
Crikey, no, I actually don't. No, I don't. I remember games, as in the matches I played, but unfortunately I don't remember the first one. No doubt I would have been quite nervous. It's nice that
you'd played for England numerous occasions before that. So.
I had, but it was my first multi-sport games event, as it were, and it was very exciting and it was very different to anything else.
Yeah, I think that's what strikes most athletes when they go to a multi-sport event for the first time. It's so exciting to see the other athletes from other sports. This is another good rally.
Where for me there, Toby is very dangerous. And again, on his overhead, he's got such a good attack. As long as he has the patience to move the shuttle around, make his opponent feel a bit uncomfortable, when he gets the lift, he is very dangerous, especially up his forehand corner.
With that angled cross court, or does he go down the line as well?
He's got a few. He can be quite deceptive. He's got a very good kind of stick smash where he hits sort of 90% power, maybe not the full power, but he's quite accurate hitting the lines.
You've just thrown in a bit of Danish there. That's a Danish expression, the stick smash.
So it's over.
Sorry.
1, 3.
Half smash, yeah.
Yes, but with angle.
Yeah, with angle. Toby's got a fantastic angle. Very jealous of the angle he can get.
So service
fall too high.
Service over.
You don't see that very often.
Not in singles, we don't know.
He actually apologised as well to the service judge for the fault serve. Fantastic manners of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good from Toby there. Got to say, Toby's had a very mature, calm start. He doesn't look nervous at all.
Do you think the experience of the Olympic Games helps coming here? But I mean, there's new pressures because, of course, you're playing at home. Home games must be incredibly special.
Yeah, definitely. But I think you're right. You know, playing the Olympics, the biggest, you know, the pinnacle of pretty much every sport. Playing that first, getting that under your belt, this will feel more comfortable. And playing at home games will be incredible because he knows when this show court becomes full, it's going to be amazing. 4,500 people cheering for him. It'll be incredible.
Thank you.
He's a lovely looking athlete, natural athlete. Do you know what I mean, Chris, when I look at Kenny King?
6-1.
He's the sort of athlete that probably could have taken up any sport and excelled. He's got that natural, great physique. That's a pity. Nice movements.
Yeah, I'd say the way he's his natural physique, as you're saying, it's well suited, especially to men's singles, but to probably a lot of sports out there. I think it's going to be quite difficult for him, maybe this level, because the level Toby can play at, as you identified earlier, at the Olympics, you know, beating the world bronze medalist, Toby can play to a very high level. And for Kenny here, it's a little bit probably a big step outside his comfort zone.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look down on the list of tournaments that Kenny King has actually competed in, Suriname International Series, Jamaica International Series, Mexican Pan Am champs, so it's been within his own continent. and just missed it. That's a pity. You know, so he hasn't really had that exposure at global level. And just to explain a little bit further, in badminton we have the future series events, then we have the next tier up is the international series events, which is what he's been playing. Then you go to international challenger, then world tour 100, and start going up the world tour. There's 5 levels of world tour. So he's been on a lower tier of tournament. He simply hasn't had the exposure.
That's exactly it. And also the point you made, which is really relevant, is he's not really travelled very far to play, and it's even jet lag, it's getting used to different conditions. This is probably the biggest hall he's ever played in his life, so getting used to the drift. He's made a few unforced errors in the first set there, where he's been in an okay position and maybe he's just forced it. He's tried a bit too hard to play too good a shot, and given Toby kind of a bit of a gift there, which he's got to try his best to stay away from.
Yeah, well, it's a very handsome lead for Toby Penty. Here at the mid-game interval, 11-2 advantage. Rajiv Usif. England's men's singles coach. And he was a teammate of yours in both Glasgow and the Gold Coast. And you and I were talking yesterday how wonderful it was to see Rajiv Usif, after finishing 4th in Glasgow, getting a medal at the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, because he absolutely gave himself to the team event. I remember Rajiv Usif really playing every single team match in singles. But that's the same for Toby Penty, and it's probably going to be the same for Kenny Keane.
Yep, true. Just going back to Raj, you know, he was such a fantastic player. He's one of the best men's singles. Well, he is the best men's singles player we had for probably something like 10 years. So it's great for him now to pass on his experience to Toby, and hopefully kind of the future generations out there.
Yeah.
Just again there where Kenny, for me, he hasn't quite settled. He's just, he's now on, he's got quite a deficit, he's quite a long way down, and he's almost trying too hard to win the point, and by doing that he's giving Toby easier points.
That's another thing. He won't have played under television lights before. And the number of times you lose the shuttle in those television lights.
Yeah, I think it's one of those unfortunate ones. Obviously, it looks so easy, especially watching it on TV. We've all been there, you know. It happens to all of us, and you kind of have to forget it and move on. As you say, it's the lights, it's the drift, it's the big arena, it's being on TV, it's all these things going through your mind, and also the score. You know, he's, as we said, he's quite a long way down, and
so scoreboard pressure.
Yeah, definitely. You try and not think of the score, but it's very hard when the umpire keeps saying the score, you know, 15-2, and gets inside your head, and you start to think, oh crikey, this is just proving even tougher than he first thought. The difficult thing is as well now he's, you know, I think he's done the right thing there. He's just given himself a breather, because he's making just a few too many unforced errors. And is it from, you know, looking at the score? Is it from he's had an air shot? All these things are going through his head now. He's kind of just got to clear his mind and start again.
So the silver, 3-16. So the silver, 17-3.
It's a difficult thing here for Kenny, because he's trying his best to win the point, but when he's doing that, he's making quite a comfortable mistake, so Toby's not having to do too much to actually win the point.
But we see that, Chris, even at the elite level. You think that to win the rally, you've got to hit the perfect shot, and you know, when you're playing against an opponent that's highly ranked, that's a pity. That was a nice idea on the backhand. You go closer and closer to the lines, and you don't give yourself any margin for error, and that's when you start making the mistakes.
Yeah, it's that difficult position and situation you're in, because you're exactly right. The amount of points that slightly lower ranked players will give higher ranked players, because it's almost slightly too... It's on one hand too much respect, and on the other hand it's thinking you have to be too good.
Yes.
But then kind of on the other side of the coin, when at the moment when Kenny's playing, let's say, safe for him, he's almost so safe that Toby's not having to move, and he doesn't feel he can do anything to win the point. You know, there he's not in a bad position there, Kenny, but he's made quite an easy mistake. You know, as a player myself, I've experienced that when I played somebody like Lee and Day. You know, he got everything back. You're playing 50, 60, 70 smashes, and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, so you go for something a bit more special. You miss it, and, you know, he's not really had to do much. You've worked very hard, and he's won the point.
4-19.
Just wide. Oh, it's challenge. First challenge.
English
First Hawkeye.
Out.
The instant review system.
I think that might have just clipped the line.
Okay, well, we'll have our first cup of tea on this. I'm saying it's out.
There we go.
Yeah, he can't... there's nowhere for the players to see the result of the challenge. Here we go.
And that's in.
Oh,
Outside
I owe you a cup of tea. Well done, Chris.
That was a good challenge there from Toby, but this is where it's so tough for the line judges, because they are quite far away from that, and it's very hard to see. So it's brilliant that we've got Hawkeye to, you know, make that decision for them at times.
20, game point 4.
Game point opportunities for Toby Penty after that excellent challenge. Oh, my goodness. So tried Lizzie Jar, backhand smash with full pirouette.
That was, it was enjoyable to see from here. I'm not sure, maybe it was quite as enjoyable for Toby. But when you got a lead like that, there's no harm in trying something a bit special.
Yeah. So the opening game in favour of England in the form of Toby Penty.
First game won by England, 21-5.
Very comfortable.
21-5, that opening game. And looking extremely comfortable, as Chris was saying at the moment.
Almost over-aggressive. It's just too comfortable for Toby.
20 seconds. Thank you.
So having won the opening game.
Love all. Play.
Toby Penty. One game to the good, 21-5. And an excellent start to the second game. You do a fair amount of coaching now that you've retired as a player. There's a bit of a problem with the court, and I think it's just perspiration. We need the court attendant to do some mopping. But what do you say to players that, I mean, it's quite obvious from the opening game that Toby Penty, barring, you know, major catastrophe, is likely to win this encounter. So what do you get the player to focus on that's the underdog? What would you be saying to Kenny King in the interval there to focus on for the second game?
I think, that was very good there from Kenny. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Whatever his coach has said, it's made a bit of a difference there. We did not see any of that in the first set. He stepped in incredibly well there, took that early. The thing is, it's that fine line between being aggressive there. So he's played an incredible rally the rally before, and then he's just given Toby a gift. And this is what we have to stay away from it. You know, if I was Kenny's coach, I'd be advising him, you've got to put a shift in, essentially. You've got to work hard in these points. You don't have to win them. You know, you've got to make Toby move. You've got to make Toby feel uncomfortable, because at the moment, you know, Toby looks fantastic. It's just the amount of unforced errors. You know, in the last 3 rallies, we've had fantastic from Kenny, and then quite a simple mistake and another simple mistake. And this is what we've just got to stay away from.
So the focus is stay patient within the rally.
Yeah.
Make sure you move your opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to the back.
Just
now.
But this is the thing. As we said, Toby does have a fantastic overhead. He's dangerous.
Yes. Yeah.
And for me, Kenny's allowing Toby to do anything he wants. So Toby, you know, he's flying. He looks so comfortable. He looks so confident. He's flowing around. Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, that's wonderful sportsmanship from Kenny King, telling the umpire the shuttle had landed in.
I mean, full credit to Kenny there. He's lost the first set, and he's losing this set. And he's a very honest guy there.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Great touch there from Toby. See that on the replay, quite how tight that was. Look at that. He has got great touch, Toby.
Yeah.
So just going back to the point I made for Kenny. He can't win the point off that shot, and for me, he's trying to play too tight a shot. You know, he's not really making Toby move. He's got to expose Toby in regards to open the court up before he can. That's good from Toby there. Before he can try anything too good.
Yeah.
Got to say, Toby is timing it well. He's hitting it very clean.
Yeah, good use of the body smash. We don't see that so often in singles. I think it's a very effective shot, and I think it should be used more in the singles disciplines. Going wide. Oh, my goodness, he took that.
It's good there again from Kenny.
That's lovely play from Kenny King.
2-8.
Yeah, hovering, waiting to pounce on the net. Wonderful. That's a nice shot. Now forward. Now to the back. This is a very good rally. Yeah, well played. Very well played by Kenny King.
3-8.
What a difference. More patient in that rally, doing exactly as you suggested, Chris.
That's the thing, and then when he gets the chance with the slightly short lift, he hasn't gone for something incredible. He's just gone for a good smash. And this is the thing, if you're putting your opponent, so if he's putting Toby under a bit of pressure, Toby possibly will make mistakes, and he did then. And this is the thing Kenny needs to do. He needs to just try and put some pressure on Toby, not force to win the point.
Oh, that's a big pity.
Service over.
It's a service error. He was faulted earlier on, but service error.
It's just the thing with Kenny, unfortunately. I think it's just, he doesn't quite have the experience at this level, because he plays one nice rally and then one or two slightly cheap points.
I don't think he's used to playing the length of rally that's required at this level when you're playing against somebody as good as Toby Penty.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say when he played that long rally where he won the rally a few points ago, he did look a bit tired, whereas Toby looked very fresh and ready. And that's the thing, if you're not quite then ready for the next... Yeah, it's nice from Toby. This is what I'm saying. His overhead, he's hitting it so cleanly. Toby does. I do find left-handers do seem to hit it that bit crisper than the right-handers.
Yeah.
In general.
Well, to the mid-game interval. 11-3 the advantage. And there's a reason for that, Chris. Do you know that?
That's what I was hoping you were going to say. I've heard it's linked to the way the shuttle is designed.
It is indeed.
I'm sure you're going to give me more information.
I am, because the feathers of the shuttle go into the cork, and it's right over left. There's the shuttle there, we can see it. So it depends obviously whether you're looking down on the shuttle or looking from above. But of course for a left-hander with a normal slice, they're hitting against the feathers. A right-hander is hitting with the feathers. So, and it's the opposite on the reverse slice.
11-3.
So therefore, one player, the left-hander, creates a different spin on the shuttle when playing the different slice to the forehand, to the right-handed player. So, and the extra spin, oh my goodness, I didn't like that. Oh, he looks all right. That was a nasty, nasty slip for Kenny King.
11. Kenny, you okay?
Let's have a look at this. It's a lovely lunge forward. Yeah, that didn't look good at all.
He's quite lucky there if there's no injury, because his knee and ankle, everything seemed to go. I think he just about saved himself by sort of staying calm and not getting tense, because...
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Well, there you go. It goes back to our point about a natural athlete. You know, you can somehow save yourself in a desperate situation where other players, perhaps like you and me, might get injured because you don't have that flexibility. And
yeah, I would have been upside down, I think, in that situation.
Yeah, he's done extremely well.
Sometimes, though, because of the adrenaline, when you just have a small tweak, you don't always realise during the game. It's only after the game when you actually stop and pause, and then you sort of realise there was a bit more discomfort than you first thought.
Yeah, just quickly going back to my point about the spin. The extra spin creates extra wind resistance, which, of course, slows the shuttle quicker. So, therefore, for a left-hander, on certain slice shots, they create extra spin, and that's why they're so effective.
So there we go. If anyone's thinking about if they want to be a right-hander or a left-hander, you want to be a left-hander.
And that's very interesting because in our fourth match in this tie,
14.
Sean Vendy plays right-handed, but he's a natural left-hander.
Shows he made the wrong choice there.
Another good rally. No, it's a pity. Means that Rafa Nadal made the right choice because he's a right-hander that chose to play left-hander. And so did Phil Mickelson.
There we go.
In the golf. Right-hander playing left-handed.
So I should have when I was young, should have forced myself to play left-handed. It could have made all the difference.
That's a lovely, lovely play by Kenny King.
6-15.
Well done. Look at that push from the net. The follow-up to the front. This is the one that makes the difference. Sets himself up for the rally.
But this is the thing. At the moment, so the last two rallies, I wouldn't say Kenny's done anything incredible. He's played good rallies. But, you know, Toby, he can make mistakes, you know, as everyone can. And if Kenny can stick with him, he could kind of bleed some points from Toby.
Another good rally. If only Kenny King had been doing this a little earlier.
That's good, yeah, there from Kenny.
Oh, wonderful!
Toby.
What a super rally. The net play, superb.
Best rally I think of it so far. Nice to see.
Look at that get from Kenny King.
That's a great shot there from Toby.
Yeah. Look at that control. He's taking it so late. Beautiful control.
That's,
that's a superb shot, isn't it? You're right.
And because Toby's so calm, he's so relaxed at the moment, he can play those sorts of shots. As you get a bit more tense, you feel more uncomfortable, you calm.
Oh, magnificent.
Great shot.
Now that's one of your stick smashes because it has very little backswing. You watch his racket, very little backswing, just clips over the top of the shuttle, brings it down cross court.
That was a great shot.
Wonderful. Nicely done.
I do think as well it's going to be so tough for Kenny because
he's got,
when this match finishes, one match and then he's back on for a men's doubles. So it's a very quick turnaround. But this is one of the difficult things for Barbados because they've brought such a small team.
That's a nice... He looked, Toby Penty, as if he was going to lift that shuttle. Little sway of the body. And even a little bit of a double hit there. You know, the double action.
Double action,
Good defence.
That's the thing there. So he's put Toby in trouble. And Toby's done fantastic to get himself out of the trouble, but he's just tried, he's forced that shot. So here, he's put Toby in trouble there. And then this shot, he's just tried something a bit too good because he wants to win the point.
Yeah, and it didn't need to be too good. Just over and in and cross court probably would have been the winner.
He takes it early. Like that.
That's a super shot, yes. So too is that.
I think that
there's another challenge here.
I think that one clipped the line as well. We've got a fairly good view here, but let's see.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I thought it was in as well. The instant review will tell us for sure. Players totally unaware. They can't see the big screens that all the fans can. Here we go. I'm on the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over.
That's another thing. I doubt Kenny King has ever played a match where he's had the instant review challenge system.
Yep, I would definitely agree.
Service over.
So match point opportunities for England's and Toby Penty.
It's a good finish.
Converts on his first opportunity. 21-5, 21-9. And Toby Penty puts England to love up in the overall tie against Barbados.
I saw an announcement recently that Toby is the team captain for this, so it's good for the captain to get out there, feel comfortable as he did and get the win under his belt. The only thing I will mention, I do have to go back to your comment earlier, Joe, which was about his dancer. I have seen Toby's dancing. For Toby to say he is the best in the team, I'm going to have to put him up on that one.
I think you should have a word with him later.
I will. He's very entertaining on the dance floor. He's a very fun, energetic guy.
He did say that he was Badminton's #1 dancer, but didn't say he was the best dancer.
Okay, I apologise. So that's true.
So there is confirmation that Toby Penty beat Kenny King at 21-5, 21-9.